welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show with a lust for lies. On Lee Mack's team tonight, a veteran comedian and writer who, after receiving his OBE, bantered with the Queen. One of the few occasions on which Victoria was amused. It's Barry Cryer!
Thank you.
And the star of BBC series Supersizers, who once had to eat the same sort of food that people lived on during World War II, when she went for lunch at Barry Cryer's house. It's Sue Perkins! And joining David Mitchell tonight, a comedian who left university with a degree in physics. I mean, God knows who it belonged to, but finders keepers, I say. Dara O'Brien! And a TV presenter who, for comic relief, took part in a gruelling trek across a bleak African desert. A journey she easily coped with, as she regularly gets the train from Dundee to London. It's Lorraine Kelly! And so we begin, as always, with round one. It's Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sift the truth from the lies. Dara starts us off tonight. Dara, off you go.
OK. On doctor's advice, I have to sleep in a cycle helmet due to the violent nature of my dreams.
Lee, where to begin?
Tell us about the violent nature of your dreams.
Yes. I move a lot within the dream. They're active rather than like hack and slash movie type violent. They're more, I'm playing a match or I'm running or something. Yeah. And I move a lot in the bed.
Dara, what damage can you do to yourself with a pillow?
Well, it's only until I can get around, but I can snap. I can, you know, it can go back quite violently. Like I can recoil.
What does your wife think? Do you share a bed?
I do share a bed, yes.
When did the doctor prescribe the helmet?
It was during my teenage years. It was late teens, whatever, that stage that it began to...
That is the age when you start tossing and turning.
Yes.
No, I'm not having that. If I can't make an innocent comment, please, this isn't Never Mind Your Buzzcocks. I dreamt, this is true, I dreamt the other night that I was being spooned, I was the spoonee, with a lion. Seriously, and I could feel its big, hairy arms and its legs, well, they're all legs, aren't they? All legs around me, and I could feel it, and I could smell it, and it was so vivid, and I liked it. So the last thing I would have done is lash out because I was feared for my life.
Yeah, but I didn't have that dream.
You feared for your life and you liked it.
It was a lion!
I thought when you said you liked it, you must have in some way thought you were safe with this lion. But it was actually the fear that you liked.
We've all had experiences in bed, David, where we are simultaneously afraid and excited. Yeah?
So, Dara, back to the image.
Yeah.
What do you wear in bed?
Other than that?
Yeah.
Pyjamas and a t-shirt.
It's a lovely look.
The pyjama with the jacket. I don't wear the jacket, though.
No.
Unnecessarily
as if you wore a blazer in bed, it would clash with your cycle helmet.
It is odd, isn't it, the way pyjamas have a collar that could take a tie.
Yeah, back to the cycle helmet.
It's Petr Cech, the goalkeeper for Chelsea, right?
You better explain to David who.
Yeah, there's a footballer called Petr Cech who got kicked in the head once, right? Okay,
the goalkeeper's the one that owns the club, right?
Gets him, yeah. Anyway, he got kicked in the head, and he wears a kind of a padded head. It's very similar to that, like, because, you know, and if you've had a previous head injury, and I had if you've had a knock in the past...
What was your previous head injury?
I literally fell off a bike when I was a teenager. I went off a bike and...
How ironic they make you wear a cycle helmet to remind you of that terrible day.
When did you start wearing the cycle helmet in bed?
That was when I was 16.
So you've been wearing it in bed since you were 16?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
39.
So obviously on your honeymoon night you wore it, did you?
She was used to that. She'd seen it, yeah.
So every night?
I've heard of
safe sex. During sex? Are you wearing it? Because then you're really thrashing around, aren't you?
Lee, do you presume that there's no gap between the end of sex and sleep that I couldn't then go, oh, that was magic?
You know what? That, to me, is more disturbing. once ago. That was marvellous, Dick. What the hell are you putting on your head?
Right, Lee, it's time to take a guess.
Well,
what do you think?
If he's not telling the truth, he's made life very hard for himself because he didn't have to say he was doing it for 23 years.
Now, how long have you known him for?
I never slept with him.
No. I
Oh,
it's lie.
So it's a lie. So, Dara, are you telling the truth or was it a lie?
That scar that goes from there to there? Huh? Yeah? Nah, it's a lie.
It's a lie. Dara wasn't advised to sleep in a cycle helmet because of the violent nature of his dreams. Lorraine, you're up next.
I once presented an episode of TVAM whilst drunk.
I don't think we need to discuss this any further.
OK, what time do you start work on TVM?
In those days, I would be getting up about 3 o'clock.
So you're waking up at 3, so...
Are you still hammered from the night before, or are you topping up at 3?
If you're waking up sober, this is a tragic story.
This is a great story.
No, it was only the once.
What happened the night before, or the...
No, I went for lunch.
A long lunch?
About 12... Well, aye.
Well, aye.
What time does the lunch start?
About 12:30.
OK. What time did you finish drinking?
About 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock in the morning? So you've drunk all the way through till 3 o'clock in the morning?
That's a big lunch.
But hang on, that's your wake-up time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've not slept? It was an all-nighter?
Yeah.
So you at 3 o'clock, you're drinking from 12 till 3 in the morning, and you go to work now, lads. See you later, I'm on telly.
Lorraine Kelly,
Yes.
who were you with?
Who was I with?
Who were you
I was celebrating with John Hannah, the actor.
John Hannah, the actor.
Because John...
Stop the clocks.
Exactly. And we kind of did. And all of his friends. And he was celebrating the fact that he'd got the part in 4 Weddings.
Was he really? Isn't that well? If this, I hope this is true now because that's a lovely story.
I know.
And you went
Well,
drinking.
it's a sort of lovely story that she turned up drunk on air after a 19-hour drinking session.
I was-
It's quite heartwarming.
But I could have phoned in not well. I could have phoned in and said...
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we appreciate
It's
We
a
appreciate you're a
professionalism.
professional.
Thank you.
What might we have noticed about Lorraine Kelly that morning?
Oh, no. Absolutely.
Did you
I was
have your top
absolutely
on?
fine. I did. Nobody would ever have known. Nobody did know.
But when you say drunk, it sounds like... I mean, drunk's a big word.
Yeah.
You know that way you can drink yourself sober?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You're my kind of woman. But you can drink yourself sober. You can actually...
I don't think you can,
You
by the way.
can.
I don't think you can, kids.
No, she's right.
What do they say
Mummy,
about...
do you know what Lorraine Kelly's just said on television? You can't drink yourself slow.
Yes, you can. You're right,
Thank
Lorraine.
you, Barry. You
Yeah,
can.
you're right.
So, Lee's team, what do you think?
What do we think, Barry? Is this true or a lie?
I'm an old-fashioned gent. I'm sorry to say, I think it's true. Sorry, Lorraine.
Do you think it's true?
I think so, yeah.
OK, we'll say it's true.
You're saying it's true. Lorraine?
Shaking her head.
As if I would do such a thing as that. It's true.
Yes, it's true. Lorraine did once present an episode of TVAM drunk. Yes, it's astonishing, isn't it? Only once. I mean, that's nothing. I once got so drunk I watched an episode of TVAM. Barry?
I have written and had published a trilogy of romantic novels under a female pen name.
OK. What's the female pen name, Barry?
Mary Windsor.
Mary Windsor.
Mary Windsor.
Yeah.
And what stage in your career was this?
Early.
So
No, I'd written, done one book of anecdotes, and the publisher said they fancied doing a sort of Barbara Cartland, you know, a sort of one of those.
Oh, were the anecdotes particularly romantic in your book
No,
of
no,
anecdotes?
not originally. I don't know why they chose me, but I went for it, and I got away with 3 of them, which didn't sell. Obviously, nobody's heard of them. But
Were they linked, by the way? Was it a trilogy, or were they, was it the same story?
No, there were 3 separate stories.
Great. So that's all 3 plots, please, off the cuff.
Yes.
number one.
Yes, book number one was a shameless rip-off of Lady Chatterley's Lover. It was about a guy who worked on the estate and the lady of the manor. It was just blatant.
And what was it called, Barry? What was the title of that one?
My land. It was a quotation from the lady of the manor who said it at a crucial point in the plot.
Oh, how crucial.
On their first falling out. They become lovers, and then it became very tense and something, and then she became very autocratic with him. And it was a very moving moment, if I say so myself.
And book two?
Book two was set in Spain, and a bullfighter was involved.
All right.
The same plot, I'm not kidding you.
Was book two called My Bull?
I'm ashamed to say it was called Hasta la Vista.
OK.
I wish you wouldn't go on about this. I'm not proud of them.
I think I want to read them.
Yeah.
And book three?
1 year, it was called.
1 year.
1 year.
He didn't go overboard in the titles.
No, simple, self-explanatory titles.
What was the plot of book three?
The plot of book three was on board a liner.
Right. On board a liner.
My liner.
This posh, frustrated woman went on a liner and met the steward.
Why did they stop this? This is gold!
Which one, now that you look back, Barry, with the wisdom that you've accrued over the years...
Yes.
Which one are you proudest of?
The third one, because I was starting to get the hang of it.
But the publishers disagreed. They thought you were losing what hang of it you'd ever had.
Yes.
What are you thinking, David
What
Steve?
do you think, Lorraine?
Oh, no. You know, I just don't see Barry having the time to do it. And
I could write those drunk in the morning.
No, we think it's a lie, don't we?
it's probably
It's
a lie.
lie, yeah.
Think it's a
Yeah.
lie? Barry Cryer, truth or lie?
Dramatic pause. Music is heard in the background. It was a lie.
It's a lie. Barry hasn't written a trilogy of romantic novels under a female pen name. I love romantic fiction. And the new Jilly Cooper book features a highly sexed woman who makes love in the strangest of places. It's on the shelves Monday, hanging from a chandelier Tuesday, on top of the wardrobe Wednesday. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. So please welcome this week's special guest, Rod. So, Barry, first of all, what is Rod to you?
This is Rod. He drives my favourite bus, and whenever I see it, I shout, "Hello, darling."
Sue, how do you know Rod?
This is lovely Rod, who's my local butcher, and when I won Maestro, he had a whole pig in the window, and he stuck my face on its face, and he put a little conducting baton in its trotters to celebrate.
And finally, Lee, your relationship with Rod?
This is Rod, and after we accidentally took each other's baggage from the carousel, I ended up having to wear his clothes for 3 days on holiday.
So there we have it. Barry's bus driver, Sue's creative butcher, or Lee's unlucky holiday goer. David, off we go.
So your local butcher?
Yes.
You got to know him quite well before you were sort of represented in pig form.
For about 7 years, off and on.
And is this like a posh butcher's, basically?
Well, no. What do you mean by posh
Well, I
butcher?
basically think going to a butcher's is quite posh.
Yeah.
On the basis that most people buy meat at supermarkets, don't they?
Well, no, the butcher's en route to the tube, so I've always gone. And
So
also
you need some meat to gnaw on the tube.
Tube.
That's where
basically, it's on that route, so I always say hello, and there's 3 of them that work there, of which Rod's one. And also, I've got dogs, so they always give me bones for the dogs.
So this is sort of a 1950s idyll.
Yeah,
you're living.
exactly, sir.
Sue, this was done, so you say, in honour of the programme Maestro.
Yeah.
Now, just tell us what that was.
This is a programme where you learn how to be an orchestral conductor.
And so where did they the leap going, an orchestral conductor, a pig?
Well, to be fair, when you say why on a pig, I mean, he is a butcher. He's not...
Yeah.
He's not,
exactly.
He can't
That's
say,
his
should we put it
medium.
on the face of the pig or the dead body of Andre Previn?
How was your face done? Was it like a colour printout?
Yeah, like something they've got off the internet. So it's quite pixelated.
Not pixelated. I think you mean low resolution.
That's what I mean. Not like
Otherwise,
smiley
it would
face.
be people would sort of go, "That's clearly the pixelated face of Sue Perkins on there." Moving on to what number bus is it, Barry?
H14, Hatch End to Norfolk Park Hospital.
Right.
And in reverse. No, he doesn't drive in reverse. And I don't shout hello, darling, at Rod, nothing personal, Rod. I shout it at the bus because it's my friend.
You shout it when the H14 drives past. So when you're planning to get on it,
Yes,
then at what point do you shout "Hello, darling"?
I'm a creature of whim. It might be early, it might be late, it might be when I'm getting on. I want to vary it.
Do you add "I'm coming in, darling"?
No, there's no foreplay.
Right. Well,
David, what about Lee's play?
so where were you going on holiday?
Thailand.
Right.
Me and Rod had got our bags mixed up on the carousel, and so as a result of that, I had to wear his clothes for 3 days.
Where did you fly to? Bangkok?
Flew to Bangkok, yeah.
Right. You didn't have proper labels on your case?
Absolutely
Well,
correct.
that was very remiss.
Well, it was a remiss.
Ooh.
It was Lorraine,
Say
it was
that again.
remiss, or I'm lying,
Aye.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
In which case, it wasn't remiss.
Okay.
So,
think
so
it was
just to clarify, Lee, are you still saying this is true, or has the very suggestion that you might be remiss made you abandon
I'm not,
any
no.
attempt at playing this
I
game?
will not be
I'm not going to be called remiss. Okay, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. I'm not a fool. I actually label my luggage very carefully. I think that's very important, but I'm not for a moment going to pretend otherwise.
What sort of case? What kind of case was it?
It was actually leopard skin. Oh, not leopard skin, as in that was
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
it
it
was
was patterned
plastic,
case.
but he had the
Really?
No, blokes don't have leopard
You're right.
skin.
No, it's my wife. My wife's
But
saying the
Rod's
idea.
a proper bloke. I mean, I could
so am
believe...
I, Lorraine.
No, I
Thank
could
you very
believe...
much.
No, I know, but you're kind of showbiz, and I could believe you had a leopard
Kind of
skin.
showbiz. How about I am showbiz?
I don't think Rod would
Remiss,
have...
kind of showbiz. I'm really coming for you, Kate.
Not a proper man.
Hang on, so there are two men of exact same build, both travelling to Bangkok on the same flight with leopard skin suitcases. People swap bags all the time, right? But they bring them back to the airport, or they get somebody at the hotel to bring them back to the airport, and they buy replacement clothes.
That's
They don't go, I will now assume the identity.
But I have to be honest, though, it's the rules of the game. I wasn't in Bangkok. I had to fly again from Bangkok to a place called Krabi, and then we got on a boat to an island resort.
Yeah.
So it was a long way back to Bangkok.
So you didn't open your case until you got to your final destination?
Yes.
What were Rod's clothes like? Were you happy to wear them, and did they fit you, and were they okay?
I think you can look at Rod. You can see he's a stylish man. His wigs weren't great, but let's say some of the things I wouldn't have worn. For example, his bus conductor's outfit. Wouldn't have worn that. And as for his butcher's outfit, well...
What are you thinking, David? I mean, it's a tricky one, I think, this week.
I think it's Sue.
Really?
Yeah.
Say, I think it's probably Sue. but
Do you? I think it's Lee.
You think it's
You think it's Lee?
Lorraine, can I just say, even I don't think it's...
No, it's 2 against 1. You should go first.
We're going to go for...
Yeah,
Okay, we'll
definitely.
think
We're gonna
it's
go for
Sue. Yeah.
Right, Rod, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Rod, and I'm Barry's H14 driver.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rod. Time now for some high-speed lying in our final round, quick-fire lies. Our panellists don't know whether they're about to read out a true fact about themselves or a made-up lie they've never seen before. David is currently behind, so really has to work hard to grab some extra points if they want to win. We will start with... David.
Possession.
Right, well, you know the form. There's a box on the desk.
Could be.
Take out the object first and show us that, and then read out the card, please.
Stop! It's true! It's true! Move on! We don't even need to hear it.
This is my bare tablecloth. Customs officers once cut his head off and searched him for smuggled goods.
Can we see? Is there proof? Let me
Yes,
see.
as you
Is
can
there
see.
Is there any way of telling?
There's some stitching there.
Oh, just tilt his chin up then so we can see the stitching.
let's have a
Not too
look.
much, I'm going to upset him. All right.
Can we have a look at the burr?
Yes, of
We'll
course
see
you
the
can have there.
stitching.
Yeah.
Throw him over it violently.
No, don't
I
throw.
couldn't possibly.
Come on, he's been decapitated. He's seen worse.
You can't throw the bear. That'd be a shame.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Sorry, I meant you to pass it to Rob. I've now, made you do the whole journey. Take the bear over there, please, Lorraine. It's in my contract. I never leave the desk.
David, just look at me. Right.
I didn't...
How's this making you feel?
That's really terrible.
Isn't it awful?
How he feels.
Really is.
He's had his head cut off and his thing ripped off, but that's not possibly upsetting.
Dave, why did you call this bear tablecloth?
Yes.
Because when I was very little, he had a little jacket made out of a tablecloth.
So they,
If this turns out to be a lie, you are a shameless little light entertainer.
Coming from you, Lee, that is a compliment.
Where was the customs? Where were we going from or to? Or...
We were going back from Minorca.
What did they say they were looking for?
I imagine it was a sort of a spot check.
did you see them carving the head off? Was it happening in front of you on the table, on the...
No, I'm glad to say I was shielded from that moment.
David, I'm going off this story.
You heartless bastard. Sorry, tablecloth. What? Do it to him.
Yeah.
Smash his face
Give
on
me the bear.
Oh,
I'm taking the bear into care.
You're about to do an appeal.
Was there any reason why they didn't check the arms and legs?
I don't know. I should have asked them to. I should have said, call that thorough.
I've done this before.
What's that you say? You say it's time for Lee's team to take a guess? All right. What do you think?
Maybe he's in denial, and the truth is he, as an adult, was searched for drugs, and he's so traumatised by what they did to him.
Yeah.
He's had to create a teddy bear and put it all onto him.
Show us on the teddy bear what they did to
Yeah.
the customer.
Show us on the teddy bear where they shoved their fist.
That's why the bear's hands are like that.
OK, we can say lie, are we, Sue?
I think so.
Lie.
I think
OK.
so.
I don't think I can argue with
Lie.
that. So lie,
OK,
right?
David.
Well, it is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. David's teddy bear didn't have his head cut off by customs officers as they searched for smuggled goods. When I was a rebellious young man, I once stuck 2 fingers up to a customs officer who pulled me aside, put on a rubber glove and returned the favour. Next. It's Lee. Lee's go.
Possession.
Right, box under the desk, Lee. I'd like you to read the card first and then show us what's in there, Lee.
I spent an entire year in a plastic work class at school, and this is the only thing I managed to make.
Plastic work? What is it? What is it?
I don't know. Can we have a look?
Can you bring
Hey,
it
what
up,
is
please?
that, though?
Thank you. It's shit.
You bastard, and I treated your teddy bear with such respect.
What is it though?
Ironically, it's a luggage tag.
Is it a luggage tag?
It's a keyring.
It's a keyring.
Oh, is it a keyring? What is it?
Are you a big sports fan, eh?
I do follow football.
Yeah, which team do you follow?
I follow Blackburn Rovers.
Blackburn Rovers. Jesus, Blackburn doesn't begin with an L, does it? What was the LFC?
It was Liberace for Chancellor. It stands for Liverpool Football Club.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Why did you make a Liverpool Football Club keyring
Because it
in
was...
plastic work?
Because they didn't have blue and white plastic, Blackburn Rovers. They had red plastic. So I thought, well, I'll give it the Liverpool Football Club because it's red.
Right.
When did you do it? What age were you when you did that? Was it at school then?
No, it was in Broadmoor.
You say it took you a year.
No, a year.
I mean, I've never heard of plastic work.
I know, well, the thing is, in 1982, plastic was the future.
Well, no, I don't in any way disparage plastic. That's fine. I like plastic. Plastic's very useful. But a class at the school
Called plastic
doing
work.
for plastic work.
How did you cut it? What did
Well,
you
not
use?
like that.
I don't think you're in any position to get all haughty about your plastic cutting technique if this is the only evidence we have.
I must say, I don't believe this, but I'd love to know what this object is and who made it and why. But I think we think it's a lie.
Oh, a lie.
No,
A lie.
totally.
Saying it's a lie.
Totally.
OK, they say it's a lie. Lee, is it a truth or is it a lie?
It is, in fact, true. Plastic work. That was a lesson that never caught on. Plastic work.
Plastic work.
Does anyone else do plastic work?
Did you get marked on that? Was that
Yes, I
submitted
did
for
get marked.
examination?
What was your grade?
I got a 2-1 and we went straight to Oxford. What do you think?
Yes, it's true. And I don't know exactly what LFC stands for, but I'm guessing the first word is lazy. And that noise signals time is up, and it's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have a pathetic 3 points, and Lee's team has trounced home with 8. But of course, it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week this week is Barry Cryer. Yes, Barry Cryer, who hasn't lied so much since he typed the words new material at the top of a page of jokes. Good night.
All things being equal, it's QI on BBC Two now, although actually they're discussing inequality. Well, here on BBC One, Graham Norton with John Bishop and Joanna Lumley after the news.